welcome to my YouTube channel. This is me, Jemmy Naftali, that is my name. The channel's name is called The Pediatric World. This is the channel on kids' welfare. We want to enlighten people, the caregivers, especially the mother, on common illnesses affecting children while growing up, because that is why we talk in a language, in a layman language that every person is able to understand. So I welcome you into today's episode. If you have not subscribed, why haven't you? Please hit on the red button, subscribe, so that you may become part of us. Also, turn on your notifications so that you can be knowing every time I'm posting a new video here. And if you're that returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. So without wasting time, let's go to our topic. Remember, we are still tackling TB in HIV in children. We said TB is an opportunistic infection in HIV in children with HIV. So we said we are going to tackle TB because it is common. That is why we are going step by step. In our previous episode, we treated TB. So if you haven't watched the previous episode, please go back and watch so that we can continue together. So in today's episode now, we are preventing the TB. How can we prevent this tuberculosis from happening? So the opening statement is that WHO, that is the World Health Organization, news guideline states that children living in settings where the prevention of HIV is high. Number 2, children living in settings where resistance to isoniazid is high or both. So remember, isoniazid is one of our anti-TB drug, and it is the one that is usually used to prevent the TB from occurring. We are going to see later how we use it. So children living where the resistance of isoniazid is high, or with suspected or confirmed pulmonary TB. Children living in settings also whereby there is extensive pulmonary disease, living in settings of low HIV or low isoniazid resistance. All these instances, all these children living under these conditions should be treated with 4-drug regimen for 2 months. This one we call intensive or initial phase, and this is followed by 2 drugs regimen for 4 months later. This we said last time. So in total, you find us treating the pulmonary TB for 6 months. Initial phase 2 months, then we go to the continuation phase for 4 months. So this is a total of 6 months. This is just to remind you, this is just to repeat, we said it last time. So we have something we call TBM, that is TB meningitis. Remember, it was in our category of severe forms of TB. So TB meningitis, this is whereby the TB affects the meninges, the central nervous system. It goes to the meninges, and this is very, very serious. That is why it was under the category of the severe forms. So we have TB meningitis and another one called the osteoarticular TB. This is the TB of the bone, just to make it easier for you. The TB of the bone and also the TB meningitis. So the drug we call streptomycin, when it comes to this, the TB meningitis and the TB bones, streptomycin should not be used as the first-line treatment regimen for children with PTB or TB lymph nodes. I hope this is clear. Also, children with confirmed TBM or TB of the bone should be treated with a 4-drug regimen for 2 months, followed by a 2 drugs regimen. We are saying children who have got TBM, the TB meningitis or TB of the bone, should be treated with a 4-drug regimen for 2 months, followed by a 2-drug regimen for 10 months. Hence, the total duration of treatment for this TB of the bone and also TB meningitis should be 12 months. You see, we are using the same drugs, remember, but we are using them for longer. We are using them for longer because we are saying it's a severe form. This is the TB meningitis, TB of the bone. So in total, we are treating this for 12 months. First initial phase, 2 months. Then the continuation phase is 10 months. That is the difference. Remember, we said in a normal, the pulmonary TB, just pulmonary, we do 6 months. 2 months initial phase, continuation phase of 4 months, a total of 6 months. But here we are saying we are treating for 2 months, then continuation phase of 10 months, then 12 months in total. So we are treating this for a whole year. Imagine, it is that serious, and it's because it is severe. The doses recommended for the treatment of the TB meningitis are the same as those described for the pulmonary TB. The same thing we are saying. So the drugs are the same, the dosages are the same. What changes is the duration. We treat them for longer because it is affecting the brain. You can see how serious this is. Now, let's go to identifying and also reducing the risks of TB infection. How do we identify and also how do we reduce the risk of TB? We say it is through the droplet inhalation. This is how people get TB. So, number one way of reducing the risk of TB is through immunization. Remember? And what do we immunize with? We use BCG. Remember the BCG that children get at birth. Immediately at birth, every child should get the BCG. The BCG is the vaccination we give against now tuberculosis. I know you knew BCG, maybe you didn't know what we immunize against. It is against tuberculosis. So it is usually given at birth. And for you, just so that you may know, maybe the complete name of the BCG is the Bacilli calmette guerin. So just leave that, but it is good to get informed and to know this thing. That is the full name of the BCG, Bacilli calmette guerin. So that is one way of reducing the risk, identifying and reducing the risk. We are saying through immunization. Hence, every child at birth they should not leave the hospital actually before they get the BCG vaccine. That is number one. Another way of reducing the risk of TB is isoniazid preventive therapy. We say it is IPT, isoniazid preventive therapy. We are going to see it in a clear way how it is done. Remember, isoniazid is a drug, is an anti-TB that is used to treat TB. So there's a way we use it to prevent children from getting the tuberculosis, and this is for the HIV infected. For the HIV infected, we are preventing. You see, already we know the immunity. We've not yet out of the HIV. We are doing PTB in HIV. So normally the immunity already is low. It is down. So we want to prevent now this opportunistic infection, which is pulmonary TB, by giving the anti-TB preventive therapy, which is isoniazid. Hence, we call it isoniazid preventive therapy. That is another way of reducing risk of pulmonary TB. The third way is infection prevention control. Infection prevention control. So this one is maybe by ways of we avoid overcrowding. We are saying it is through the droplet inhalation. So if people are many somewhere, someone has got TB, they are most likely to get. So normally we avoid overcrowding in one place. If it comes to the houses, we ensure that the house has got good ventilation for the air to get in and out. So this is an example when it comes to infection prevention control. Another way of reducing risk of TB infection is something we call intensified TB case finding. Intensified TB case finding. So this includes screening. This is screening for signs and symptoms of TB done in the health facilities. So either in OPD, that is the outpatient department in hospital, in casualty, in the wards, in the HIV testing and care settings. So here we are screening for the signs and symptoms of TB. So screening this way, this is an intensified TB case finding. Also outside the hospitals, we go on and extend in care settings and community settings through contact tracing and also source tracing. Contact tracing and source tracing, that is when it goes now to the community setting. So this is, we are screening for this TB, and this is a way of reducing the risk. We want to know, we want to screen people and ensure that TB is not there. It's not there with us. That is why we are screening all this. That is it. Tracing and source tracing. Those are ways of reducing risk of TB infections, the 4 ways we have said. So I'm not going to go beyond this so that people can be able to understand. Today we have known how TB is transmitted. We have known how to prevent the infection, the TB infection. We have seen that. We have seen the types of the TB that we normally go beyond treating 6 months like the usual, the normal ones, the others. So we have seen all that. So I hope this is clear. I hope people are able to understand. Now you have some knowledge about TB prevention. We will still continue from here so that people are able to get and understand. So thank you so much for keeping tuned. I appreciate so much. Again, if you haven't subscribed, if you are watching this and you have not subscribed, kindly hit on the red button, subscribe. Switch on your notifications so that you can be able to know every time I post a new video. I normally have a video for you every Wednesday, so don't miss out. Also, share these videos widely so that people can reach them. We can help many people, the mother, to get this awareness, to get this know-how on these illnesses, the common illnesses that these children get while growing up. So also write a comment. Don't be quiet. Just write a comment in the comment section. Anything about this topic, any clarification, any questions, just write in the comments. And even in the end of every my videos, my email is provided there. Just go to the email, ask any question. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye bye.